Hello everybody, it's the 7th of May today, and I'm going to start this Timey Wimey video on this Cotoneaster that I call the Voyager here. It is just coming into flower. All the buds are there and present, and we even have one or two of the first early bird flowers. Fairly soon this tree will be covered in bees are buzzing at it, and will be quite a sight. It almost turns white. It has so many flowers. But yeah, I thought I'd start it here, and then you can observe the fantastic transition from this lovely green, fresh, new growth through to the white. Glorious flowers that look so nice because they're such small flowers, and really in keeping with the scale of the tree. The sun is particularly bright today. For a day in May, it's a glorious day, and I didn't know it, and I didn't mean to become a poet, but there we have it. But yeah, these gorgeous little flowers, I do hope they're showing up. It's the 10th of May now, and the Voyager here is flowering really quite nicely now. Still a lot of closed buds, but it's looking rather nice. I think you'll agree. Here's a quick shot from above. It's the 15th of March, and every day this tree seems to have more flower. If it keeps glowing as whitely as these flowers do, it'll eventually begin to look like Voyager even more. If you're not a Trekkie, you probably don't know what I'm talking about, but if you are, maybe you can see the similarities. It's the 24th of May today, and the flowers are going over now. They're not that long lived, I suppose, but truly beautiful whilst they're out. And now I'm starting to see some extension growths on the tree, which will soon start taking it out of this shape. So it'll soon be ready for its trim. So it's the 4th of June, and the flowers are all but over on this Cotoneaster. There's still a few hanging on here and there, but what I want to do is just trim back all these new shoots that are starting to come out. I'm really happy with the shape, size, style of the tree, and so I want to kind of maintain that. I also want to try and keep all the berries on it this year. It's a tree that's been recently or repotted that year. It'd probably be a good idea to try and lose the berries rather than waste the tree's energy, but I think this year I'd like to keep the berries on and have an autumn show of berries. Hopefully the pigeons won't go for them. So what I've got is these little shoots. They're just starting to, I won't say spoil, because these lush new green leaves are beautiful in their own way, but I don't want it to revert back to a round blob of a bush. I want it to remain in its sort of current, well, I call it the Voyager. If you ever seen Star Trek Voyager, you'll know what I mean. If you haven't, perhaps it won't mean so much, but and basically these long shoots that are escaping the outline, for want of a better frame, want of a better phrase, just nip them off. The tree will respond by throwing out more, and I'll have to repeat this process. But again, I won't repeat myself. You may not have heard me say this if this is the first time you're looking at my channel. If I only had one tree, I might, dare I say this, I might get bored. But because I have so many trees, there's always one that needs a little bit of work done into it. And that always gives me something to do as regards to the hobby, and that keeps my interest levels up. So anyway, I don't want to bore you. This being a Timey Wimey video, I've no idea how long it's actually going to be, but how long do you want to sit and watch me nibbling away? So I shall carry on, and I shall cut back all these little shoots, and then next month I'll probably need to do the same, and so on. But hopefully a lot of these flowers will have been fertilised and produce some gorgeous red berries. Okay, so it's the 21st of July. No, it's not. It's the 21st of June. What am I saying? I'm wishing the time away. I've moved down to my customary spot near the bottom of the garden, in the hope that I'd find a bit more shade, as where I've been filming over the winter was quite a handy spot, but now it's so brightly lit by the sunshine that it's washing out everything. But actually I'm not too much better here really at the moment, but just going to be nipping back some of these long shoots on the Voyager here, just to keep it within bounds, stop it getting out of shape, whilst at the same time I'm trying not to nip off the embryonic berries that are coming from those glorious flowers. It would be quite nice to see it all buried up. Whether that'll happen or whether the birds will get to them first is anybody's guess at this point. Can't but try. So I'm just trying to stop all these pieces that are extending out now. But unlike topiary, I'm being a little bit more specific about which pieces I cut off, and I'm going to cut off this entire section, for example, because otherwise what you'll end up with is some whopping great thick branches rivaling the trunk, and you do want to keep the new shoots regenerating, but also take out some older thicker branches every now and again. Otherwise it'll just be an ugly stump of thick branches. So it's tricky not to lose some of the berries at the same time, but you do need to go back a little bit. Otherwise the tree will just keep extending. go. That's probably it for this video. I'm really not seeing much in the way of berries. In fact, I can only see half a dozen, well, maybe 10. So probably means that the bees weren't around at quite the right time to fertilise the berries, so it's not going to be a glorious red and green shot anytime soon this year, but there will be other years, and the flowers were gorgeous in their own right. So let's give you a quick let's just remove that, that's a little bit too close. I like to maintain the differential between front and back sections, as it were, or to complete the Stargate analogy, the saucer section and the engine. Quick 360. And in case I didn't show it at the beginning or earlier in the videos, again, the battered can for scale. Thank you so much for watching. Do the usual YouTube things, the liking, the subscribing, the commenting. Let me know what you think down below. But most of all, stay safe, everybody.